held them to 2 field goals. How do you rate the performance tonight?
And we held them to 6 points, and it feels good, but we know we still got a lot of work to do. We left a lot of plays out there, and then we just want to watch the film tomorrow and see how it look on film.
How difficult was it to keep warming up and keep going back and then just playing for those short bursts?
Like the first time, it wasn't too bad the first time. I actually felt like better at the beginning of the game, but then after we kept on doing it, like you got tight, and it's hard to get loose. Like the more you do it, it's harder to get loose.
Could you have played effectively if you had to go out and do it again?
Oh yeah, it wasn't going to be an excuse for us at all because we know they felt the same way, so it's going to be like an even playing field.
Is it a disappointment at all not to finish the game, or do you feel like you're kind of in control of it at that point?
I mean, I'm just glad to get our first victory. Like, it didn't end the way we wanted to, but we got a victory, so it's all that matters.
Have you ever been in any situation close to this before with multiple delays?
I mean, the closest thing was the Auburn game a couple years ago when we had that long delay, but it wasn't anything like this.
Nothing in high school, anything like that?
I know you guys are probably watching like the Notre Dame game, the Michigan State game this weekend. Do you ever think that, nah, it's not going to happen to us?
No, I didn't think about that at all. I was just watching that game like, dang, it sucks to be them. We end up in the same situation.
What was your impressions of how they tried to attack you? It looked like they tried to flood one side of the field and then come back against single coverage. Does that give quarterbacks safer throws, a little bit easier reads because it's kind of one-on-one on the backside?
I mean, like at first they was trying to like get rid of the ball like real quick, so then I was trying to like jump a couple of the short pass. They ran like a double move on me. They got behind me, but he overthrew him because we got pressure on him. So it was good we got pressure on him.
Were you expecting that kind of maybe a little bit more conservative passing game with him being a freshman?
Yeah, that's what the coaches they kept pushing to. You just literally sit back and make sure we drive the ball, make sure our eyes right now see everything.
Coach Olgerson said there's a lot of different activities in the locker room. What did you do during the delays?
I mean, the first one I was just on my iPod playing games, listening to music. Then we started playing video games, playing the PlayStation, the Xbox down there. But people was playing pool, some people was playing ping pong. Just trying to like just keep your mind off the game like for a little bit because it stress you out being like so pumped up for that long.
Were you playing West Virginia Marshall on PlayStation?
I think Gino and I think Paul were playing with somebody, and then me and Najee we were playing FIFA.
Oh, okay.
Keith, how much did it help to be the home team in that kind of a long delay? Marshall's in a small locker room. You guys have your players' lounge, a lot more area to relax.
I think that's real big. Like we had the weight room, people just laying around, people stretching, they foam rolling, just making sure they stay loose. And then we had like the TVs, we could sit in there and watch, so you wouldn't be like, you know what's going on. Your mind don't have to wonder as much.
Obviously, you guys had a big kickoff return going into the locker room as well. How much did that help you guys relax during that delay, and how much do you think Marshall may have been focused on?
That was huge because without that kickoff return, only a 7-point game, and then they probably would have never ended up forfeiting the game if it was only down by 7. I know I wouldn't.
Were you guys, during the delay at any point, you were up 14 in the first one, and during the second one, maybe saying to yourself, boy, why don't they just call this?
We just wanted to know what was going on. Like, nobody was telling us what was going on. We just sitting there, and we kept seeing more light, and then we kept looking at the weather channel and saw more storms coming in, so we was like, what are we waiting for?
When you went out for the last attempt at finishing the play, any back and forth between the teams about you want to play, don't want to play, any conversations, anything like that?
No, not really. We just knew like whatever happened, we want to make sure we were best prepared for what we could be.
Did you guys know that another system could have been coming in, another storm could have been coming in, and to the extent that another touchdown might put it out of reach where they would forfeit?
Oh, yeah, definitely, because like I was saying earlier, we kept on watching the weather channel. We kept seeing the storms were coming up, and we knew if we scored quick, then like a 21-point game like a lot different than a 14-point game, especially after what happened last year to us.
How much, talking about the defense, how would you grade the defense in this game? You guys didn't give up an offensive touchdown.
We did a lot of things well, but we won't go back and look at the film because we know we left a lot of plays out there, but we had guys flying to the ball, and that's the main thing.
You feel like you got enough pressure back there and messed up enough of their backfield to cause enough problems at times?
And I'm not really sure what was going on in the backfield. I was trying to watch the receivers and stuff like that, but apparently we did a good job with that.
Keith, did you expect them to take any more shots downfield than what they did?
I mean, I really knew they had a young quarterback, so we figured they wouldn't be too aggressive with that, especially starting off, try to make him get his confidence up with the shorter pass at the beginning of the game.
Kind of go on a different topic, the man trip. What'd you think of that?
That was pretty exciting. It's like nothing I ever experienced, and it had everybody pumped up for the game. So it's something I definitely look forward to every week.
Keith, you got your pretty strong impression defensively, but you didn't force any turnovers. That's got to bother you a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we was preaching all during camp, getting turnovers. Because usually the team that win a turnover margin usually wins the game.
How do you force something next week and in the coming weeks after that?
It's like when you get back to practice, you work on stripping the ball out, and you work on like making sure your technique's a little bit better, like so you can break on balls better.
Do you think guys that will get a little bit more, as they get a little bit more comfortable in the defense, specifically the younger guys, and they know where they're going all the time, that's something that can come?
Yeah, like the beginning of the year, you're trying to just get a feel for the game and see how the game, like the flow is going, and once guys get their confidence, they'll be able to take like more chances and like read the quarterback a little bit better.
I'm sure you talked about this already. I missed it, but how weird was that to have so many breaks, so many lags in the game? How tough was it to stay focused, or was it?
I mean, it was pretty tough. Like, we were trying to get our mind off the game a little bit because they was telling us we were going to have a long time for our wait. And you want to like just keep thinking about the game the whole time because it's kind of wear your body down.
How do you have to keep yourself ready physically? I mean, you try to relax mentally a little bit, but you have to make sure you don't get tight or...
Yeah, like we kept stretching. Like the strength coach kept coming in, Mike Joe, tell us to stretch, tell them to get off your feet, make sure you're still drinking, and just like foam rolls so your legs feel a little bit better, and then like band stretching. He had a pretty good plan for us.
Did you guys ever peek outside at that rain coming down sideways?
We were in the weight room, like looking at it out the side window and on the field, so we knew what was going on.
Keith, you didn't get to play the full 4 quarters, but do you think you have enough on film to help, learn from what you guys did in this game?
Yeah, we definitely have enough plays like where we can like get a feel for what's going on. We know we got a lot of things we need to correct before we play next week.
You have a short week. Is that any kind of a concern?
I mean, not really. Like we just want to make sure like every day like that we come could be like a day short, but make sure like we use that much more, that much more focus every day.
Thank you.